Hi students, welcome to VerandaRace, and today we are going to study the chapter Nouns. So before we proceed, let me tell you a very good incident that happened in my life, and that is quite related to the chapter Nouns. I had a student, a very old student who met me in way back 5 years ago, and he had his friend with him. My student told his friend that sir knows lot many words, a lot of words he knows. So why don't you ask a word from him? Any word you ask, he will tell the meaning. His friend asked me a word, onism. Onism. I asked, what's the spelling? Please come again. He said O-N-I-S-M. Onism. So I was like shocked because I had to keep the prestige of my student because I had to tell the meaning of the word. So I was just perplexed, so shocked. What's the meaning of onism? Then my brain started working. I broke the word into two parts. O-N on plus I-S-M. Onism. So ism, what does ism mean? Ism means a belief system. For example, Buddhism, Fabianism. So ism is a belief system, right? So what can be onism? O-N plus I-S-M. I had this perception in my mind that ism is certainly a belief system and on is the only part that is left, and on means what? On something, like the cup is on the table for that matter. So onism means what I derived from the word by breaking the word into two parts was O-N plus I-S-M, which means what we know, that is not the absolute. There is always something beyond that. I just derived this meaning by breaking the word into two parts. Onism. And you won't believe, I told the answer to the student that onism means the belief system that there is much more to know beyond what we actually know. And he was like surprised. He said, sir, you're great. You told me the exact meaning of onism. So my tip for today would be, talking about nouns, is whenever you face a word in your life, try to break the word into two or three parts. You won't believe the next question from him was nihilism. I won't go into that because nihilism comes from annihilate, means destroying something. So nihilism, nihil means in Latin, nihil means what? Nothing. Ism means belief system. So belief in the existence of nothing or passion for destroying everything, that is nihilism. So this way, the tip for today would be, we can break the words into two parts and get the meanings from that. And ism is basically a noun. So let us move ahead with the chapter noun with the tip of today which I gave you just now. And let us start with the chapter noun. So students, what is the learning objective of the session today? The learning objective of the session will be to know the definition of noun, the first learning objective, to learn the types of nouns, to learn some rules related to nouns, and to solve exercises based on nouns. These are the learning objectives of today. So let us begin the wonderful session today with nouns. Well, before we start nouns, let us understand parts of speech. So what are parts of speech? Well, first I'd like to ask a question. Well, obviously it's a rhetorical question because I can't get an answer from you. What is speech? Speech is whatever we say. And obviously when we say something, it is a sentence. So speech is basically a sentence that is composed of, that is made of small parts, components. And each component is a part of speech. So what does it say? A category to which a word is assigned in accordance with its syntactic functions. So a word of a particular sentence has certain syntactic function, and that is its category, and that category in which it lies is the part of speech. That is the part of speech. For example, I'll give you an example. Bangladesh has the largest tea gardens in the world. This is a sentence I'm using. Bangladesh has the largest tea gardens in the world. So Bangladesh is a different part of speech. Has is a different part of speech. The largest tea gardens in the world. All these different words are different parts of speech. So what does it say? In English, the main parts of speech are noun, pronoun, adjective, verb, and adverb, preposition, conjunction and interjection. These are the main parts of speech. So generally, if you ask a student, what are the parts of speech? They would say, words when arranged according to the rules of grammar form a sentence, and those components, those words are known as parts of speech. Again, which I told you just now, adverb, preposition, noun, pronoun, adjective, interjection, conjunction, these are parts of speech. But you remember my sentence? Bangladesh has the largest tea gardens in the world. So where is this word the? Where has this word the gone? This is also the part of the sentence, but it's not mentioned over here. It's an article, right? Everybody knows that. The is an article, right? But have we mentioned the article over here? Adverbs, preposition, conjunction, interjection, noun, pronoun, adjective, verb. We have not mentioned the word article. So is article not a part of speech? Is it not a part of speech? Yes, it is. It is known as determiner. So there are basically not 8. It's a news for you. There are 9 parts of speech, including determiners. And what are determiners? Article is one of the determiners. Other determiners are this, that, these, those, each, every. These are also determiners, because determiners are those words which have different function in different sentences. I'll tell you later on in later chapters, but for now we have to study nouns. So we have understood the part of speech, a category to which a word is assigned, in accordance with its syntactic function. So what is syntactic function? Let me elaborate more on this. Syntactic comes from the word syntax, and syntax is the arrangement, the fixation, the position of a word in a sentence. I cannot say Ram good is a boy. The correct form will be Ram is a good boy. So that is the syntactic structure we give to a sentence to make it grammatically correct. So each word has a category when it follows a certain syntactic structure, and that word then becomes a part of speech. Clear? So let us move ahead, students. So let us have the introduction of the word noun, which we were discussing so vividly now. Okay, a word, we are discussing noun, okay? A word other than a pronoun, so we don't know now what is a pronoun, so we won't go into this. So a word used to identify any class of people. A word used to identify any class of people, places or things. So things can become under common noun, which we are going to discuss later. So a word which defines or which is the name of a particular person, place, animal or thing. Or to name a particular name of these, which is known as a proper noun, which the definition says. So I would like to tell you in a very simple definition, noun is the name of a person, place, animal or thing. So when we discuss what's a thing can be this pen, a stone, a football, love, hatred, sympathy. These also come under things. So these words are also known as nouns. Other than that, places like Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, and names like Gopal, Ramesh, Rahim, all these words are nouns. So my question would be, again, a rhetorical question. So you will be thinking, why sir is always telling rhetorical, such a difficult word? No. Rhetorical question is such a question which has no answer, which is said like this. So I would like to ask you a question, and then I answer the question, that becomes a rhetorical question. Okay, got it? So my question would be, am I a noun? Are you a noun? Is India a noun? Most 95% students would say, yes, you are a noun, I am a noun, cow is a noun, lion is a noun. No, the definition says noun is the name of a person, place, animal or thing. So the name Rahul, the name Chennai, the name Delhi is a noun. Not Chennai itself is a noun. Got my point? Again, The most important thing in bank and SSC exams, noun is very important for attending spotting error questions. Spotting error questions, it's very important too, and also sentence improvement. These are very important aspects of banking exams, especially noun chapter. So let us begin, let us move ahead and understand the types of nouns. The first is a proper noun. The first is a proper noun. A name used for an individual person. The definition says that a name used for an individual person, place or organization is known as a proper noun. A name used for a particular person, place or an organization is known as a proper noun. For example, Chennai, Ram, these are proper nouns. These names are given to a particular person, place or an organization for that matter. Next comes common noun. Next comes common noun. A noun denoting a class of objects or a concept as opposed to a particular individual. To a class of things. I'll give you a very good example. See. Suppose this is a house. On this house, it's written Dhoni. Everybody knows Dhoni, right? Very good player. He was a very good player of Indian team, cricket team. So Dhoni, it's written Dhoni over here. So if I say who can live in this house, obviously you'll say it's Dhoni's house, so Dhoni will live into this. But had I written on this house the word player, P-L-A-Y-E-R, player, then Dhoni could have lived in this house, Virat could have lived in this house, Messi could have lived in this house, Ronaldo could have lived in this house. So all these players who are players can live in this house. So the word player becomes a common noun, Dhoni becomes a proper noun. Clear? So we have understood proper noun and common noun. So let us move. Examples are candle, chair, all these things representing an object or a class of objects is known as, class of nouns is known as a common noun, and a particular name given to a particular specific person or place is known as a proper noun. Clear? Okay, moving ahead. Well, again, moving ahead to the next type of noun, which is an abstract noun. Abstract noun. A noun denoting an idea, quality or state rather than a concrete object. A quality, a state, a feeling, an emotion. All these words are denoted by, all these words are known as abstract nouns. These words denote an abstract noun. Well, not a concrete thing. Not a concrete thing means which cannot be touched. So there are two things. Students of commerce know it. Tangible and intangible asset. Tangible is something which we can touch. Intangible is something which we cannot touch. Clear? So all those intangible things which we cannot touch are abstract nouns. And tangible things like pen, marker, book, copy, TV, whatever things we can touch are known as concrete nouns or material nouns for that matter. But this is abstract noun. Clear? Love, hatred, truth, danger, happiness, sleep, youth, all these words are abstract nouns. Next comes countable nouns. Countable nouns, what are countable nouns? Anything that can be counted, which we can count, is a countable noun, whether singular or plural. What is a singular noun? Which is one in number, singular, one. And plural means more than one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, millions, trillions, all are plural nouns. Example, a dog, a house, a friend, a few books, lots of oranges. All these are plural and singular nouns known as countable nouns, right? Countable nouns. Countable nouns are those nouns which can be counted. Clear? Okay, let's move ahead. Uncountable noun. Something which we cannot count. Uncountable nouns are also called mass nouns, and they need to have counters to quantify them. What is quantifying something? Means telling the quantity of something. So obviously we cannot count a bucket of water. We can count that there's one bucket, but we cannot count the water in that bucket. But we need to quantify it. There's some water in the bucket. Rice, flour, cloth, these are uncountable nouns. We cannot count them, right? So these are uncountable nouns. Next comes collective noun. The name given to a collection of nouns is known as a collective noun. Collective noun is the name we give to a group of nouns to refer to them as one entity. To refer to them as one entity. These are known as collective nouns. For example, swarm of bees, pack of wolves, army of soldiers, class of students, crew of sailors, bunch of grapes, bouquet of flowers, bunch of keys. These are known as collective nouns. Clear? Okay. Moving ahead, students, we'll move ahead and see some rules pertaining to nouns, some rules based on nouns. Clear? Let us start. Some nouns always remain in plural form. Some nouns always remain in plural form. For example, and the rule is that they take a plural verb. They always remain in a plural form and they take a plural verb. Example, assets, alms. Alms are the money given to the beggars. Assets means the things we have in our possession. Okay. Amends, annals, archives, ashes, arrears, species, scissors, trousers, pants, pantaloons, spectacles. These words are always in a plural form and they take a plural verb. For example, my scissors are lost. So we use are lost, not is lost. My pants are torn, not is torn. My pants are torn. This way we use my spectacles are missing. This way we use all these nouns. These nouns are always in plural form and they take a plural verb with them. Next, some nouns are plural in form but have singular meaning. These nouns are plural in form. They look like a plural noun but they have a singular meaning. They take singular verb after them. They take a singular verb after them. Example, news, innings, politics, summons, physics, economics, ethics, mechanics, mathematics, mumps, etc. These look as if they are plural entities but they are singular. So they take a singular verb after them. Clear? Moving ahead. Rule number 3. Some nouns look singular but have plural meaning. Strange. Some nouns look singular but they have plural meaning. Therefore, they take a plural verb with them. They take plural verbs. Example, cattle, clergy, infantry, peasantry, children, gentry, police. Cattle, you know, cattle, a group of animals is known as cattle. Clergy means group of priests. Infantry is soldiers, group of soldiers and all. So these represent they look singular but they have a plural form, plural number they have, plural meaning. So they take a plural verb after them. For example, the cattle are grazing in the field. The clergy have gathered at one place. Clergy have gathered, not has gathered. The peasantry are working really hard. Peasantry means the workers, the laborers working in the fields are known as peasantry. The children like chocolates for that matter. Like means like is the plural verb, right? Some nouns are always used in singular. These nouns are always used in singular, which I am going to mention now, not plural. That is sceneries, furnitures, incorrect use. Incorrect use. Clear? Let's see example. Scenery, poetry, furniture, advice, information, language, business, mischief, bread, stationery, crockery, luggage, baggage, postage, knowledge, wastage, money, jewelry, breakage, etc. These words are always used in singular. They cannot be, you cannot say jewelries. You cannot say stationaries. You cannot say poetries. These are always used in singular form. Clear? Okay, let's move ahead. Rule number 5. Some nouns have the same form in singular as well as in plural. Some nouns have same form in singular as well as plural. For example, deer, fish, crew, carp, pike, trout. These are name of different variety of fishes. Variety of fishes I'm saying. Understand this. Aircraft, council, swine, vermin, etc. So these have the same form in singular and plural. For example, the deer are running on the road. The deer is running on the road. This way we can say, right? The fish have been bought by me. The fish has been cut into pieces. This way. Clear? Okay. So rule number 6, if a definite numeral adjective, what is definite numeral adjective? Is used before noun, they are not pluralized. So if we say a pair of dove, a 200 rupee note. So this you can see note or dove. These two words are there. So if we use a definite numeral adjective before these nouns, they are not pluralized. They remain singular. 200 rupee note, a 300-year-old building, this way. But if an indefinite numeral adjective is used before noun, they are pluralized. But if the adjective is indefinite numeral adjective, noun is pluralized. For example, dozens of women, hundreds of people, or 200 rupee note, 200 rupees, this way. Clear? Okay. Moving ahead, students. Rule number 7. If the same noun is repeated after preposition, for example, there is a preposition, there is a word before it, and the same word is after the preposition, the noun will be singular. For example, town after town, row upon row, page after page, this way. For example, town after town was destroyed in the flood. Row upon row, just a minute, let me write this sentence for you. I read page after page of the Bible. For example, town after town were destroyed. It would be were destroyed. I'll tell you why. Because it says if the same noun is repeated after preposition, the noun will be singular. Okay. So this particular thing, town after town, means taking one town at a singular go. So town, then another town was destroyed. This is the final answer. I'm sorry. So town after town was destroyed because it says the noun will be singular. Noun will be singular, not plural. So page after page was read by me. Row upon row was thrown out of the class. This way. Clear? Okay. Next, rule number 8. Hyphenated nouns generally do not have plural form. What are hyphenated nouns? Those which have hyphen in between them. So generally do not have plural form except a few. For example, with hyphens, we have a 2-year-old child. 2-year-old child. So it's a hyphenated noun. You can see that it's a hyphenated noun. Year is singular over here. Year is singular. Then we have the child is 2 years old. This is not hyphenated now because years is plural. You can see over here. The child is 2 years old. So it is not a hyphenated noun. That's why years are plural over here. Okay. Exceptional cases. Mother-in-law, mothers-in-law. So mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law. If they are made plural, we add S to the root word. This is the root word. So mothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law. This is how we make a hyphenated noun as plural. Clear? Moving ahead. Next, rule number 9. Some nouns are known as common gender nouns. Common gender nouns because they can be used for either sex. Either of the genders they can use for. For example, teacher. So a man can be a teacher, a woman can be a teacher. A student can be a man, a woman, a girl or a boy. Child can be of both the genders. Clerk, candidate, advocate, engineer, doctor, worker, writer, author, leader. These are common gender nouns. These nouns are used in the common gender. What is gender? There are 4 types of gender. Common gender, neuter gender, masculine gender, feminine gender. Neuter gender is objects. Pen, book, marker, ink. These are neuter gender nouns because they have no gender. Common gender, which I have already described to you, And again we have masculine gender all male people and feminine gender all female people, right? Okay, this way. Next, rule number 10. In animate noun, apostrophe is not used. Okay, those nouns which are inanimate means those which do not have life. In those nouns, we don't use apostrophe s. For example, car's glass is incorrect. Glass of the car. The book's cover is red in color is incorrect. The cover of the book is red in color. The table's legs are broken is incorrect. The legs of the table are broken. This is the correct form. Okay. Moving ahead. Rule number 11. Adjective used with these two categories of nouns. Adjective used with these two categories of nouns. Countable nouns take before them adjectives of numbers that can be counted. Those nouns that can be counted, they take the adjective of numbers like 2, 10, 100, etc. Those nouns which can be counted, they take adjectives of numbers. Adjectives of quantity are used, adjective quantity like many, several, few, etc. So those nouns which can be counted, either they take numbers with adjective of number or adjective of quantity which is many, several, few, few, a few, the few, this way. But uncountable nouns take before them adjectives which do not denote quality or number. Quantity or number. For example, little, some, no, a lot, much, etc. So they do not take adjectives of numbers. Those nouns which cannot be counted. So uncountable nouns take adjectives which do not denote quantity or number. Do not denote exact quantity. Indefinite article a and an can be used only before singular countable nouns. This is very easy rule. You understand? Indefinite article a or an can be used only before singular countable noun. One more thing, I'll repeat this rule again for you. Uncountable nouns, they take before them adjectives which do not denote quantity or number for that matter. So when we talk about numbers, all adjectives that qualify or modify nouns which can be counted are adjectives of numbers. But some adjectives of quantity are also there which define numbers but not definite numbers, which I told you just now, many, several, few, etc. But uncountable nouns are modified by little, some, no, a lot, much, because they are not strictly defined how much or how many exactly. For example, some milk, some rice. You can see over little milk, little rice. I ate no ice cream, this way. Clear? Okay. Moving ahead. Exercise. So now students, let us start exercise. But before we move to exercises, I would like to ask you a question, again a rhetorical question. My question would be, why do we need to study the parts of speech, or for that matter noun? Is it only because we need to solve some questions, or is it something more than that? Or if we are able to solve some questions based on nouns for that matter, or pronoun or adjective or tenses or whatever, why is it necessary to study all these parts of speech? I'll tell you why. Only if you are able to identify that this word is particular, this part of speech, you know the exact position of the word in the sentence. By knowing the position, you can solve fillers, you can solve questions of close test, you can solve questions of rearrangement, you can solve questions of single fillers, double fillers, sentence completion. Many questions can be solved only if you know this particular word is this particular part of speech. Now let us start with this question and understand how we are going to apply what we have learned. But these are also based on some basic understanding which we need to understand for ourselves. The incident took place in the afternoon. We have to fill in the blanks with these options which are given. This particular blank is there and we have to understand how this option fits in here. I'll explain this to you. The incident took place in the afternoon when the temperature in the pink dash hovering around 43 degrees Celsius. Now, options are cities were, cities was, city was, state were, states was. Okay. Now let us not go with the general knowledge that the pink city is Jaipur. Let us not assume that we don't know that. But here you can see the has been used. The pink. So obviously it talks about not one city or it talks about only one city or one state. It does not talk about more than one cities or more than one states. So it should be the pink city or the pink state. Let us see. The pink cities were, this is eliminated. This is eliminated. This is quite a possibility. This is not a possibility because state were, the pink state were, the pink states were, this is a. So this is the answer. Even if you don't know that it's talking about Jaipur, we can say that this article the denotes one single entity, the pink city. So the sentence says the incident took place in the afternoon when the temperature in the pink city was hovering around. So hovering around, this is past continuous which is supported by this was hovering around 43 degrees Celsius. This is done. Answer should be C. Clear? Moving ahead to the next question. At least 22 dash burned to death. See, 22 is a number. It's a number. So it should be, it's a definite numeral adjective. So here it should be a plural noun. So people, okay, everywhere people is there, but it's written peoples. It is incorrect because peoples is a word which means nation or nationals for that matter. But we are talking about general people which were burnt or who were burnt for that matter. So at least 22 people was is incorrect because with people we cannot use was. Peoples is incorrect. This is incorrect. People were or people is. So this is incorrect. So this is the answer. We don't need to read the whole sentence, but still I'll read it for you. At least 22 people were burnt to death and more than a dozen seriously injured when a UP state transport bus collided with a truck in Bareilly and caught fire on Sunday night. Clear? So this should be the correct answer. People were. 22 is a definite numeral adjective. So obviously after it a plural noun should come. So people is the correct answer. Clear? Moving ahead to the next question. Question number 3. The party has also questioned the credibility of the single judge commission. Sentence means the party has also questioned, means has raised questions. Has also questioned the credibility. Credibility means what? Credibility means the quality of being trusted upon. The quality of being trusted upon. So the party has also questioned the credibility of the single judge commission, citing proximity of the ministers and judges dash. This blank needs to be filled. Citing proximity of the ministers and judges. So there are two people, right? There are two people. One is the minister and the one is the judge, and both have apostrophe s with it. So ministers and judges, our families is not suitable because here we need a single noun. Because see, this is a noun of the possessive case. For example, if I say Rams, then I should not fill any verb after this. I should say umbrella. I should Rams umbrella. I cannot say Rams is umbrella. So ministers and judges, our families is incorrect. Our family is incorrect. Were all incorrect. Family is the right answer. And we are talking about individual families. So the family is the correct answer over here. Family is the right answer. Clear, students? Okay. We cannot put a verb after a noun in the possessive case. Clear? Moving ahead to question number 4. As the strike nears the end of its first week, prices of essential dash such as milk, fruits and vegetables have risen steeply, causing distress to consumers. Prices of essential, okay, let us see. Materials, okay. Milk, fruits and vegetables are not materials. Materials can be, milk can be a material. Fruits can be, no, it's not a material in that sense. Vegetables, these are commodities, these are goods, these are products. Material can be gold, tea. So this way, materials is something which is a component of something else. Good means, again, it's an adjective, he's a good boy. For that matter, that cannot be the correct answer. Needs is the requirements of all these things. This is incorrect. Goods is the correct answer. Everybody knows that, but still I'll tell you why goods is the correct answer. Accessories means anything which is an appendage, extra. You buy a phone, you buy an accessory with that, like a headphone or maybe a digital pen to write on the pad, whatever you have. So goods is the correct answer. Essential goods. Essential goods. Had there been commodities, then we would have been confused, or products for that matter. Goods is the perfect answer. Goods means these are goods of daily consumption. Goods of daily consumption. Clear? Moving ahead, students. Question number 5. Elaborate security and other arrangements are being made for the president's visit, but no dash available about his engagements. Okay. Okay, see, piece of information. This is incorrect because apostrophe has been used over here. Apostrophe shouldn't have been used over here. Piece of information could have been correct. Information was elaborate security and other arrangements are being made for the president's visit, but no information was available about his engagements. This is probably correct answer. This is incorrect because apostrophe is not required. Informations is incorrect. We cannot say informations. Further informations is incorrect. So this is the right answer. Okay. Fine. But I think it would have been better because this is also correct, which I have stated was. But if it would have been a better answer. But this is also not incorrect when I say information was. I can justify that. But if it would have been better. I'm just saying that. Clear? Moving ahead. Question number 6. Dash arrested 2 persons for allegedly trying to sell a 900-year-old idol of a Tibetan saint. Okay. Who arrests? Police arrest. Okay. So the Delhi police crime branch were arrested. So why would somebody arrest a crime branch? It's written were arrested, means the crime branch was arrested. This is wrong. The Delhi police crime branch are arrested. This is again a passive voice which is incorrect. We cannot say they are arrested or they were arrested. They might arrest, right? The Delhi police crime branch is arrested. Again the same thing. They cannot be arrested. They will arrest somebody or they have arrested somebody. The Delhi police crime branch has arrested. Okay, now it's fine. Last question, the Delhi police crime branch have. This is incorrect because we are talking about the crime branch and not the police in general. So this is correct. Has arrested. Crime branch has arrested. Because arrested is V3, verb, third form of verb, past participle, and has is correct use of the helping verb. Clear? Okay, moving ahead. Question number 7. Dash injured in stone throwing during the clash, the police said. Dash injured. The 2 policemen was, see, policeman. 2 has been used over here. So it should be policemen. And if it is policemen, it should be were. So this is incorrect option. 2 policemen have injured. Have injured is what doesn't make any sense. Have been injured would have been correct because it's active voice which they are talking about. Have injured. Have injured whom? Not mentioned over here. Incorrect option. 2 policemen were injured. This might be the correct answer. Let's see other option. A 2 policemen. What is a 2 policemen? Does not make a sense. 2 policemen has injured in stone. This is also incorrect. So 2 policemen, 2 definite numeral adjective, policemen plural, were plural verb, injured. So this is the correct answer. C is the correct answer. Clear? Question number 8. Dash recently set up a task force headed by the Vice Chairman Niti Aayog to recommend a methodology to generate timely and reliable employment data. Okay. Recently, see the clue is recently is an adverb which is used with present perfect. Okay. So set up is the third form of verb V3. This is V3. So here it should be has or have. So we have has and have here. These 3 options are eliminated. The government has recently set up. The government's apostrophe S. So this is incorrect. Answer is D. The government has recently set up a task force headed by the Vice Chairman Niti Aayog to recommend a methodology to generate timely and reliable employment data. This is the correct answer. Clear? Moving ahead. Question number 9. But procurement of crops at MSP by the government has traditionally been low for most crops except a few staples such as dash. Staples means there are types of crops. So rices is incorrect. We cannot say rices. We can say rice. Pulses, rices, these are wrong. Maize and wheats wrong. Rice and wheat correct, because rice cannot be made plural, wheat cannot be made plural. Both singular are acceptable. Oat and wheats is incorrect. Rices and millets are incorrect. So this is the answer. Rice and wheat. Rice and wheat is the correct answer. Clear? Okay. Next question. Question number 10. Dash deployed in large numbers to prevent untoward incidents. Dash deployed. Okay. The police was is incorrect, because police is followed by a plural verb, because police is considered to be plural. A police were, this was correct, but why a over here? This is incorrect. The number of police are incorrect. Police was incorrect. Police were correct. Police were deployed. Deployed means to put into action, to put into deputation of something so that they act there. So police were deployed to employ them, or to deploy them means, generally it means sending some people to a certain place for a particular task. That is deployment. So police were deployed in large numbers to prevent untoward incidents. So my point is, students, when we try to solve fillers of this kind, even if we do not want to understand the whole meaning of the sentence, we can use our logic, our grammar knowledge to solve the question within no time. Clear? So let's move ahead, students. So here we have questions of common errors. So we have to solve these errors because the sentence has been divided into 4 parts. And there's a 5th part called as no error. Fine. So what we have to do over here is, we have to identify the part which has an error, and we have to mark the error and tell and understand what the error is. So almost a dozen senior leaders, including several, almost a dozen senior, there's no error in this. Leaders including several, no error in this. Several, okay, the word over here is several. The word used over here is several. So it must be followed by a plural noun. So it should be MLAs. MLAs. The sentence is, almost a dozen senior leaders, including several MLAs, are likely to join the saffron party. So this is the correct answer. The error is in the part C. Error is in the part C. Clear? Next. Only half a dozen players. Only half a dozen players. Okay, the error is in part A, because suppose there are 6 players. So 1 dozen is 12. Half a dozen is 6. So it should be dozen. So error was in part A. We need not go ahead and see, because we have found error in part 1, part A only. Only half a dozen. Half a dozen means 6. A dozen. A represents 12. So half a dozen means 6. Fine. Moving ahead. Question number 13. A student scoring 50 marks or less. A student scoring 50 marks or less means that he has not tried to understand. We have not found any error till now. A student scoring 50 marks or less means that he has not tried to understand the basic concept now considered a crime in present day's education. We have found the error. Present day's education. So it's talking about present day. Present day. So it's, if we say nowadays, present days, so it should be apostrophe over here. I'll tell you why. We are living in the present days Or we can say we are living with the present day's apostrophe problems. This way we can use. So present day's apostrophe. Because a word ends with S, we can only use apostrophe, not apostrophe S. Present day's education. So error was in part D, so we have marked the error, right? Means the education of present days. Clear? So Ram's umbrella means the umbrella of Ram. So present day's education means education of present day, this way. A lot of species in different groups have been updated during the past 1 year. A lot of species in different groups have been updated during the past 1 year. India is one of the 17 mega diversity country. Okay, we found the error. What the error is? India is one of the 17. So there are 17 mega diversity countries. There are 17 countries, understand? So it cannot be country, it should be countries. COUNTRIES, countries. Because India is one of the 17 mega diversity countries. And it has about 6.42% of the global fauna. Fauna means animals. Flora and fauna. Flora means flowers and fauna means animals. All biotic elements like animals, basically fauna. Clear? Okay, moving ahead. Question number 15. The focus of the visit was clearly on boosting trade. The focus of, correct, no error. The visit was clearly, no error, on boosting trade and economics ties with Europe. Okay, error is in D. It should be economic ties. Economic ties. Ties is noun, so it should be an adjective. Economic. Economics is a subject, which is a noun. So this ties. A new rule for you, or many of you must know the rule, that this noun is qualified by an adjective called economic. Means related to fiscal. Fiscal means related to the monetary terms of a country, like trade deficits or the overall economics of a country. So economic ties. Economic is an adjective. Clear? Okay. Next. About 60% of this would be spent in building underground networks to reach customer homes. About 60% of this would be spent. Okay, let us see the question again, because we are not able to find an error. About 60% of this would be spent in building underground networks to reach customer. Okay, yes, we have found the error. Error is in part D. Customer homes. So it should be customers home. Customers. Actually, it should be if we say customer apostrophe S, then it means one customer. So it should be customers and then apostrophe. Customers home. All customers homes. So when we say a boys school, so BOY apostrophe S school means a single boys school. BOYS apostrophe school means all boys school. So customers apostrophe homes. Fine? Okay. Next. Question number 17. He added that people who are indulging in violence were anti-social elements and not farmers. They are trying to defame the farmers' protest. The error is 100% over here. We are getting a lot of errors from possessive case of noun. Nouns in the possessive case. How do possession matter in case of nouns? I'll explain now. So elements and non-farmers, they are trying to defame the farmers' protest. So farmer, it should be farmers and this S should be removed. Farmers apostrophe protest. Just this is fine. Fine? Because all farmers protest. No S is required, because if we say farmers apostrophe, S is not required. The NIA raided 27 premises of separatists and their supporters in J&K in the past 2 days. Okay, the error is in part A. I'll tell you why. 27 premises, whatever you say. Premise means a proposition, a proposal kind of thing. Not proposal exactly, a particular belief system. For example, if I say what is your premise of starting a business? What is your proposition of starting a business? That's the word premise. But if I say premises, it means buildings. So the NIA rated 27 premises means 27 buildings or rooms or houses this way. This should be premises. Clear? Okay. Let us move ahead to question number 19. The election of a president involves practical politic. Okay, this is the wrong part. Politic. Politic word means wise. Politic word means wise, intelligent, clever. But here it should be practical politics. Politics, the science of managing people, the art of managing people. That is politics. Understand that. Okay. The election of a president involves practical politics, but there are issues that go well beyond that. So error is in part B. B has an error. Fine. Okay. Question number 20. The militants seldom seem to pass up the chance to use storms. The militants seldom seem to pass up the chance to use storms or other heavy weather. Means this, they always use this chance to pass up the chance to use storms or other heavy weather when coalition aircrafts cannot target them to press the fight. So they seem to use the bad weather for getting themselves safe from the aircraft. So here should be aircraft, not aircrafts. The correct word is aircraft, coalition aircraft. AIRCRAFT. The plural is not correct. The correct form is aircraft. Clear? So error was in part C. It should be aircraft, not aircrafts. Moving ahead. Then we have some more practice questions. Let us solve them. Many civilian, okay, the error is in part A, 100% in A, because many is an quantifier or modifier, which we can say, that should qualify a countable noun. So, and it should be a plural countable noun after many. So, it should be civilians. Error is in part A. Many civilians are still trapped in those areas and the militants are giving no ground easily. So, it should be civilians. Error was in part A, civilians. Okay. According to sources in the anti-graft body, the ACB is scheduled to issue summons. Okay, this should be summons. Summons are special orders from the court for some particular person who is involved in a case. It should be summons, not summon. According to sources in the anti-graft body, the ACB is scheduled to issue summons to additional senior functionaries in the ABP. So this is summons. So error is in part C. Summons is the correct form. SUMMONS, the correct form of the orders that are given by the court. Clear? Next is question number 3. In Saturday's attack by militants, including Setha, 3 civilians and a policeman were shot dead on the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway near Anantnag. Okay. In Saturday's attack by militants, no error, including Setha, 3 civilians and a policeman were, no problem, shot dead on the Srinagar-Jammu National Highway near Anantnag. No error. Part E, no error. Clear? Okay. A news report headlined CSIR faces fund crunch. A news report headlined CSIR faces fund crunch, asks labs to look outside. Erroneously expanded CSIR as the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Okay, let's read it again. A news report headlined CSIR, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, faces fund crunch, asks labs to look outside. Erroneously expanded CSIR as the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. No error. There is no error in this, students. Basically, we have this propensity to look at the questions based on the errors of nouns. So, I don't think there is an error in it. 100% there is no error in it. Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 5. Ironically, for a team which looked vulnerable. Irony means something which is expected to be, but it's not that way. It's something different. So ironically, for a team which looked vulnerable, vulnerable means weak, very weak in the sense that prone to something, prone to errors, prone to mistakes. So ironically, for a team which looked vulnerable, as regards the fifth bowler slot, SRH did remarkably well to restrict RPS to a modest total on a difficult pitch. So error is in part B. I'll tell you why. Looked vulnerable as regards the fifth bowler's slot. Bowlers apostrophe S. Fifth bowler is one bowler. BOWLER apostrophe S. Bowler's slot. Okay. Next. They also heard our point of view with regard to the implementation of the Justice Lodha Committee reforms. Justice Lodha Committee's reforms. Committees. Because it's the possessive case and the reforms is the possessive object. This is the object. So let me elaborate something more on the cases. Because we are facing so many problems related to cases of nouns. So let us elaborate on cases. So basically there are three cases of nouns. The nominative case, that is the subjective case, objective case and possessive case. Means a noun is in three cases: nominative, objective and possessive case. Nominative case is when a noun behaves like a subject. For example, he kicked the ball. So he is the subject, he is the doer of the action. He kicked the ball. Ball is the receiver of the action. So ball is in the object case. But if I say objective case, but if I say this is Ram's ball or Ram's bat. So this is RAM apostrophe S is a noun which is in the possessive case. So possessive case is something which denotes the possession of a noun of something else. Okay. That's what we discussed. The Justice Lodha Committee's reforms. Committee's reforms means the reforms of the committee. Clear? Okay, moving ahead. Question number 7. On Thursday, Miss Trump posted a short video of herself dancing with her children. On Thursday, Miss Trump posted a short video of herself dancing with her children along with a link to a recent article about her career advice book. This is wrong. D has an error. It should be advice. Because students, ADVICE is a noun, ADVISE is a verb. So I will advise you, ADVISE, advise you to listen to my advice, ADVICE. I will advise you to listen to my advice. So advice is a noun, ADVICE is a noun, ADVISE is a verb. So here we are talking about the advice book, which will be ADVICE, noun. Clear? Okay. And that was in part D. When the bucket teeth of the earth mover hit some hard substance, we advised. See, here it should be advised. Because it's a verb we are talking about, not the noun. Because it's ED over here, right? So we advised the operator not to apply force. We advised the operator not to apply force. Clear? Moving ahead, question number 9. The team has not managed to defend a score even once this year. The team has not managed to defend a score even once this year and has used as many as 18 bowlers over the course of the tournament. Okay, difficult to find an error. Still we'll try. The team has not managed to defend a score even once this year and has used as many as 18 bowlers over the course of the tournament. No error. No error, students. Next. Whenever a group of militants is to cross the LOC into India, whenever a group of militants is to cross the LOC into India, they reach the launch pad and stay there for a few hours. Okay, it's written few hours. You can see over here, few hours. So a few hours, because few is a quantifier, that will modify a plural noun. So it should be hours, HOURS. So for a few hours or at best a day. No error is not in the case. So the case is like error is in the part D. Error is in the part D. Clear? Moving ahead, students. Question number 11. I went to Ramu's and Prabha's house, but I found the couple absent. Okay. The clue over here, we have to improve the sentence or replace improvement. We have to see if the sentence can be improved. This particular part has been highlighted, and out of these 5 options, we have to choose the option which improves the underlined part. Okay. Or if there is no improvement required, then option E is always there. So I went to Ramu's and Prabhas's house, but I found the couple. So it's talking about Ramu and Prabha. So since the house is common to them, we will use the apostrophe only at the last, not with the first one. Ramu and Prabha, this is the correct answer. Because house is a common possession. I went to Ramu and Prabha's house, but I found the couple absent. Clear? This is the correct answer. Moving ahead, I'll tell you why. Because in these cases, when we talk about the common possession, we use the possessive case only after the second noun. Clear? Moving ahead. Australia's problems are the same as China. Okay. So we are comparing Australia's problems are the same as China's problems. We have to compare like this. We'll use like Australia's problems are the same as China's problems. Same as China's. This is China's is no wrong. Chinese is wrong. This is wrong. This is correct. So answer is Australia's problems are the same as China's apostrophe S. This is the correct answer. Moving ahead. Question number 13. India and Pakistan's problems are different. So because both have different problems, so we'll say India's and Pakistan's. So India's and Pakistan's. So this is the correct answer. All these options are irrelevant. This is the correct answer. Because both have different problems, so we'll say India's and Pakistan's problems are different. Clear? Moving ahead. Question number 14. The mother's-in-law avial makes avial. Okay, this is a food of South India, basically in Kerala, avial, which is made of 13 vegetables and all. So the mother's-in-law avial makes many a strong man stop in his tracks. Okay. So it talks about apostrophe S, how to use in a hyphenated noun, a compound noun we can say. So in compound nouns, the apostrophe S is used at the last of the word. So it should be here. This is the correct answer. Mother-in-law's apostrophe S, not mothers-in-law. But if we wish to make it plural, then we say mothers-in-law. But if we wish to make it apostrophe S, possessive case, then we use the apostrophe S at the last of the sentence. Clear? Moving ahead, question number 15. The fathers-in-law statements may sound, okay, very easy. We need not read the whole sentence. We'll easily identify statements. So fathers-in-law. So here it should be father-in-law's apostrophe S at the last of part of the word. So father-in-law's statements, father-in-law's statement. Okay, so we have doubt. Doubt we have is A and C, because these B, D options are eliminated. We have doubt in option number A and option B. Father-in-law's statements. The father-in-law's statement. So it should be laws over here and this shouldn't be here. But the question is statements. So the father-in-law's statements, father-in-law's statement, let's read the sentence, may sound like an innocuous statement. Because it's an innocuous statement, so we'll go with the option C. C is the correct answer. Because we're talking about the statement. An innocuous statement would be a singular statement. Clear? Question number 16. Since 2004, the group were, okay, it's a very simple question. Group is what? Group is a collective noun. So it should be followed by a singular verb. The group was, okay. So we have group dash collected testimony from more than 1100 fellow soldiers. So it should be the group has. This is the correct answer. A group have is incorrect. All these options are absurd, irrelevant options. So the group has. Since 2004, the group has collected testimony from more than 1100 fellow soldiers who describe the dark side of that rule. Rest part is irrelevant to study. We have to understand that the answer is the group has. Simple to understand. Clear? Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 17. The police named 2 of the 3 man. Okay, this is incorrect. Because we have 3. This is a definite numeral adjective which should be followed by a plural noun. So it should be 2 of the 3 men. So we have this option. This is incorrect. This is incorrect because 3's is incorrect word. This is incorrect word. 2's of the 3 men is incorrect. Man is incorrect. So this is the correct answer. The police named 2 of the 3 men responsible for the attacks. So this is the correct answer. 2 of the 3 men. Because 3 is a definite numeral adjective, it should be followed by a plural noun. Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 18. We have to buy new furnitures. This is very simple. We have to write furniture. This is the correct answer. Furniture. Because the singular furniture is always in singular form. We cannot say furnitures or furniture apostrophe s or furnitures apostrophe. We cannot say like that. So it should be, we have to buy new furniture. Option number C is the correct answer. The next question is question number 19. The panel has advised the BCCI to focus on certain administrative changes rather than raising the revenue model concerns alone. Okay, so we can see over here, has been used, and with this V3 of advise, ADVISE, advised has been used. Okay, the panel has advised. So this is correct because if we use advised only simple past, that is not required. In this case, this is incorrect because it should be V3. This is spelling error because its CED is noun. We cannot use like that. Has advised is also incorrect because had advised and has advised are incorrect. So the answer is no replacement required. So this is the correct answer. Advice is correct, but according to the context of the sentence, has advised is correct because it's talking about a statement which has recently been given. Okay. Moving ahead. Question number 20. In this regard, the GHIAL has planned the airport's expansion to meet the anticipated traffic. Okay. In this regard, so this is correct because as regard, regarded, as regards, regarding, no improvement is required because in this regard, in this particular thing, in this particular case, this is used as in this regard. So this is correct. No improvement required. Now students, let us move ahead and do some vocabulary. Okay, so let us do some vocabulary. So we have, you can see over here, 5 words are there, 6 words are there. We'll discuss these 6 words. I'll tell you the meaning and we'll move ahead. Okay, so mendacious. Mendacious means somebody who is very dishonest, very deceitful. One who cheats you a lot is a mendacious person. It comes from the word mendacity. Mendacity means dishonesty. So somebody who is very very deceitful, very deceptive is a mendacious person. So it's an adjective which means treacherous. Okay. Next is anoint. Anoint means if you put some vermilion or some color during Holi, in many parts of North India, people play Holi. They take vermilion and other colors and anoint on their faces. Smearing. So this means anoint is a verb which means smearing. S-M-E-A-R-I-N-G. Smearing means applying color on the face. Anoint. Okay. Next is antagonism. Antagonism means fixed dislike, hatred. Antagonist means an enemy. So antagonism means hatred. Hatred. Fine. Next is opposite, hatred. Antagonism means antagonist is enemy. Antagonism is hatred or fixed dislike. Fine. Opposite means suitable. Opposite means suitable. Suitable or appropriate. Suitable or appropriate is known as opposite. So mendacious means, adjective means treacherous, deceitful, deceptive. Anoint means smearing or applying color on face or applying something on face. Antagonism is hatred. Opposite is suitable. Artifice is cunningness. Artifice is cunningness. Cunningness. What is cunningness? Close to mendacity, but more than mendacity. Cunningness. means it is a very artful nature, very clever, very highly clever, like a fox. That is artifice, cunningness. Next is addle. Addle means to confuse someone. Addle means to confuse someone. Addle means to confuse someone. To confuse someone. Okay, students, moving ahead. So students, let us summarize today's session, what we learned today. We learned nouns, types of nouns, rules related to nouns, exercise based on nouns, and 6 high frequency words. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thanks a lot.
ஃபாரின்ல படிச்சாதான் பெரிய ஆளாக முடியும்னு இல்ல, நம்ம ஒரு வெராண்டால படிச்சாலே போதும். VerandaRace வங்கி மற்றும் அரசு தேர்வுகளுக்கான ஆன்லைன் பயிற்சி.